Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wa bihi nasta'in ala umuri dunya waddin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear students, if you have reached this level, it means that you have mastered the level before it, the basic level on how to memorize the Quran. Because at this level, we're going to talk on how to strengthen that memorization. Okay, so once you have transferred the Quran from the Mus'haf to your heart, now you want to strengthen that memorization, you can use these three methods or three steps in this intermediate level to strengthen your memorization. Now, step number one is to break down the page that you memorize into smaller parts so that you can remember it easily in your mind. So, for example, in this slide here, I showed you a page of Surah Abasa. Now, I'm going to break up Surah Abasa into smaller parts for me to easily remember it from my heart if I were to recite from my heart. So the first part, I will take a highlighter and I highlight at verse number 4. So that is the first part. All right. You can take a highlighter, you can take a pen or whatever, just to indicate that is the first part. So after that, you take another highlighter, another color, and you highlight at verse number 10. And then another color at verse number 16, and then another color at verse number 23, and then number 32, and that's it, right? So how many colors are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors. Now, if you don't have an array of colors of highlighters to do it, you can just take a pen or pencil and then highlight it with your pen and pencil. No problem with that. It's just want to indicate the pieces, right, on that page itself. Of course, when you have a colorful highlighters, it will be more pleasant to the eye and it's easier for you to remember. Right? So looking at this, you look at so many colors, it is pleasant for you to look at it. And then when it's pleasant, it is easier for you to remember. Okay, so break down one page of Al-Quran into smaller pieces, if you can break it. If you can't break it, for example, one page of the Quran consists of just one ayat, and that's in Surah Baqarah. You can't break it up into smaller parts. You don't have to highlight it, but you use the chunking method that we have learned in the previous slide, in the previous video, right, on breaking up long ayat into smaller pieces. Okay, or if that page of ayat consists of just 2 ayats, and you just break it up into 2, or if it consists of 3 ayats, then you have to consider whether which one is the smaller piece and which one is the bigger piece. So this is up to you, right? So where you want to break it up, it depends on the meaning of those ayats in that page. Or if the meanings are all the same, then you break it up according to what you feel comfortable to break it up so that you can remember in your mind, right? This is not breaking up a Quran into smaller pieces, but this is to break it up into smaller parts that enable us to remember that page easier. Now, let's take another example. This is Surah Takwir. All right. Now, in this Surah Takwir, I just break it up into 2. I don't have to break it up into 6 parts or 5 parts because this is quite a short surah. But it consists of still consists of one page. So I break it up into 2, and the breakup is in the middle of that surah. We have 39 ayat, so I break it up into 14 ayat, the first piece, and then the second piece consists of 15 ayat. But then again, right, verse number 14, which is the breakup of these 2 small pieces in this surah, it is a transition of 2 stories. The story before it talking about the end of times, and the story after it talking about the Prophet ﷺ. So the breakup is quite natural. It's according to the meaning of that surah itself in the complete surah, right, and in the complete page. And therefore, you can use this technique, right? You break up every single page into smaller pieces, either 2 or 3 or more than that is up to you. Now, that is the first technique. The second technique, the second step is to find unique identity for each page. Among the mujizat of Al-Quran each page of the Quran has some unique identity, just like our Singapore identity card, right, with our identity number. It's a unique number for each individual of Singaporean. So does each page of the Quran. There is a unique identity for each page. So you look for that unique identity. For example, I take these two surahs here, right? This one here, the first surah on the right hand side is Surah Takwir, and the left hand side is Surah Infitar. Now these two surah, there are some similarities. One of the similarities is this verse, right? The verse in Surah Takwir, verse number 6, وَإِذَا الْبِحَارُ سُجِّرَتْ, and in Surah Infitar, verse number 3, وَإِذَا الْبِحَارُ فُجِّرَتْ. Now the difference is just the end word, the last word, Sujirat and Fujirat. Now how you want to remember which one is Sujirat, which one is Fujirat, there is a unique identity, right, for this individual surah on individual page, different pages. So for Surah Takwir, وَإِذَا الْبِحَارُ سُجِّرَتْ, with the letter sin, Sujirat, if you want to remember it, you tie it down with verse number 3. Verse number 3 at the end, the word there is Sujirat. Again, the letter sin. So s and s. So وَإِذَا الْجِبَالُ سُجِّرَتْ, that is number 3. And number 6, وَإِذَا الْبِحَارُ سُجِّرَتْ. So this is how you want to tie in together that unique identity for each page, so that you can remember it without fail every time you recite that surah. And I tell you, after this, you won't forget that Sujirat is in Surah Takwir because of the Sujirat there. Now you look at Surah Infitar, it's Fujirat. How you want to remember that it's Fujirat, not Sujirat? It rhymes with this first verse. Idha sama'un fatarat. There is the letter fa there. So, verse number 3, fa again, fujirat. So it rhymes, right? The fa and fa, it rhymes. So that is the unique identity for Surah Infitar. So now you can see the difference between Surah Takwir and Surah Al-Infitar. Surah Takwir, sujirat because before the sujirat, and Surah Infitar, Fujirat, because the first verse is Fatarat, and the name of the surah itself is Infitar, right? And I bet you won't forget this after you hear about this thing. You won't confuse Sujirat and Fujirat. So find a unique identity for each page. Let's take another example. These two surahs, right? Surah over here on the right hand side, Surah Infitar, and then after that on the left hand side is Surah Inshiqaq, right? There are similarities between these two surahs. Both of them starts with either Sama, and one is Infitar and Fatarat, and the one is Inshiqaq, is Inshaqqat. But then after that, there's no more difference unless you look at verse number 6 in Surah Infitar, Ya ayyuhal insanu ma gharraka bi rabbikal kareem. And you look at verse number 6 also in Surah Inshiqaq, Ya ayyuhal insanu innaka kadihun ila rabbika kadhan famulaqi. Now what is the similarity between these two verses, verse number 6? In Surah Infitar, Allah SWT says that, Ma gharraka bi rabbikal kareem. And in Surah Inshiqaq, innaka kadihun ila rabbika kadhan famulaqi. But both starts with Ya ayyuhal insan. So sometimes people confuse which one is which. Ma gharraka here or innaka kadihun there. So which one is which? To reinforce that memorization, right? That impression in your mind so you don't forget it, you look at the unique identity of both page, right? So the page on Surah Al-Infitar, Allah SWT says, Ya ayyuhal insanu ma gharraka. How you want to remember is gharraka, not kadihun ila rabbika. You look at the ayat before it, ayat number 5. This ayat number 5, it ends with the letter of the word akharat. And in akharat, there's a letter kha. And letter kha has the same makhraj with the letter gha in gharraka. So that's how you want to tie in the unique identity. So when you recite in Surah Al-Fitar, alimat nafsum ma qaddamat wa akharat. So you know it's kha. And therefore, the verse after that, ya ayyuhal insanu ma gharraka. Again, gharraka bi rabbikal karim is not innaka kadihun. Right? So there's a unique identity in Surah Al-Infitar. Now, in Surah Al-Inshiqaq, right, how you want to remember this, innaka kadihun. If you look at all the verses before it, it has the letter Q and the letter K. You look at verse before it, verse number 5. There's the letter Qaf. وَأَذِنَتْ لِرَبِّهَا وَحُقَّتْ. And then the verse before it, verse number 4. وَأَلْقَتْ مَا فِيهَا وَتَخَلَّتْ أَلْقَتْ. And then the verse before it, number 2. وَأَذِنَتْ لِرَبِّهَا وَحُقَّتْ. And then the first verse is the السَّمَاءُ انشَقَّتْ. So there are a lot of letter Qaf in the beginning of Surah Al-Inshiqaq, and letter Qaf and the letter Kaf in innaka kadihun. Right, these two letters, the makhraj are almost similar. It's not the same, but very near to each other. Right, and so when people recite the sama'u shaqqat wa adnat li rabbiha wa huqqat wa idha al-ardu muddat wa alqat ma fiha wa takhallat wa adnat li rabbiha wa huqqat, and therefore it will carry forth. The rhyming is there. Ya ayyuhal insanu innaka kadihun. Again, kadihun ila rabbika kadhan. Again, famulaqi. How many kaf in surah in verse 6? Kadihun, innaka kadihun ila rabbika kadhan famulaqi. There are 4 kaf there. And you look at before that verse, verse number 5, verse number 4, verse number 2, verse number 1. There are how many qaf are there? There are 4 qaf also. So 4 qaf and 4 kaf. This is part of the mujizat of Quran. So you recite ka, and then ka. That's how you want to remember, right, the unique identity of that page. Right. So once you can zoom in and you can identify the unique identity of each page, you will not forget that page in your mind. Right. It will be imprinted strongly in your mind. And I bet you after this, you won't forget the differences between Surah Infitar with Ma Gharraka and Surah Inshiqaq, Innaka kadihun ila rabbika kadhan famulaqi. Okay, so find the unique identity for each page. Now, the last step, right, to strengthen your memorization is, of course, to recite what you've memorized in Salat. Salat Sunnah, Salat Wajib, it's up to you. If you forget, do your ruku'. And if you remember it, you can continue your recitation in the second raka'at. If not, you can recite any other surah in the second raka'at. And once you finish your salat, you can open up your mushaf and look up the parts that you forget. And once you identify the parts that you forget, that will be imprinted in your brain quite strongly, right? So reciting what you have memorized in salat is very important for those who memorize the Quran. And part of the objective of memorizing the Quran is also to recite what you've memorized in your salat. And with these 3 steps, inshallah, your memorization will be stronger. Okay, so those are the 3 steps in the intermediate level. We're going to proceed on the advanced level. Just click on on the link at the end of this video, and you will bring you to the advanced level. And the advanced level is for those who wants to do their revision or their muraja. And I'll see you in that video, inshallah. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.